What's going on, everyone? With the title update 4 update, there has been an exotic holster going about known as the Dodge City Gunslinger's holster. So right now, I'm going to tell you exactly how and where to get it and what to do. So your first step is to go to Anaya, grab the blueprint, the crafting blueprint there for the Dodge City Gunslinger's holster, for the first component to it. I don't have a video on that, but it's pretty self-explanatory what you're supposed to do. All I can say is for that first piece, what you want to do is head on over to the Riverside gas station, as you saw where I was at. You'll go through the encounters of eliminating the enemies there, eliminating the bosses, and as you can see, I got the first part of the holster within the chest. So as soon as you're done with that, you're going to head back to the White House. And after the White House, with your exotic component in hand, you're going to head over to the project station where you'll turn it in, and then your next crafting project will come about. So you can see donating it. Here we go. Exiting out. Yeah, project's finished. Good job. Good job. All right, the next one, the rude, the bad, and the evil. Donate the ornate holster, donate the inverted leather holster, donate the oiled hammer guards. Now, each one of these specific pieces of the holster, with the objectives, what you're going to want to do is get your outcasts, get your true sons, and get the hyenas levels up to heroic. Level 4, anywhere on the map, anywhere in the in-game world, you can do this because you're just going to get those specific enemies at the very end before completing the actual checkpoint or control point, and you'll get that specific piece from those enemies. Now, it's not a specific name person, but as long as you get it up to heroic level 4, then you'll be good to go. Get up to, like I said, get up to heroic level 4. You'll get your exotic component, and you're going to do this 3 times. It really wasn't much of a grind going through this. I mean, yeah, you could take a buddy through it, but if you can solo the heroic control points yourself, then it shouldn't take you more than maybe 45 minutes in total. So yeah, that's your second step, really, is just getting your control points up to heroic level 4, going through the notions of it, and then you'll definitely get your exotic components for your next crafting blueprint. So yeah. So for the first exotic component, I went to the haunted house and got it up to control point level 4. Very simple. Again, nothing too ridiculous, nothing too hard, nothing too challenging. So did it solo. It would have been easier if I did have another person just to help revive me. I did die several times because I wasn't being smart. But the way you'll notice how you'll get the exotic component indefinitely is that each of the bosses are wearing a cowboy hat, which is pretty funny. It's a good take on, old Western style type stuff. But as you can see, killing Valentine resulted in the first exotic component piece. So yeah, first control point you did, haunted house. You can do it with any control points again. So there's your first exotic. So the second exotic component I received at the mask at control point level 4 against the True Sons. Nothing too ridiculous again, nothing too hard. This one was Captain Jetto. As you can see, he's right there behind the car. As soon as you kill him, you'll get your second exotic component, and you'll be on your way to the third as soon as the battle is finished. So lastly, what you're going to want to do is go find an outcast control point. And this one was at the crash site. Get it to level 4, and then you will get your last exotic component in order to turn in the project and move on with the Gunslinger's holster. So as soon as you're done getting the component, just head back to the base of operations, turn in your project, and then you'll get another task involving a what is essentially a showdown with the Black Tusk convoy. And we'll go into that in just a little bit. So go ahead on over again to the projects. Turn your project, you'll get automatic completion as soon as you turn it in. And then now you should have a new project. And this one is called the Showdown at High Noon Saloon. Now, the way that this works is you don't want to be in the vicinity of where the Black Tusk will show up before noon with the in-game clock. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wait until afternoon, but you will have a certain time limit before the Black Tusk disappear from the surrounding area. Now, with that being said, there will go right into where exactly the Black Tusk will show up. So where you're going to want to go now is to H Street Northwest, and you're going to see that there's two different bars there. This bar, as soon as you're facing down the street, will be on your right, and you should get an automatic notification of the area being surrounded by enemies. And this is where you're going to find your last boss. So what you're wanting to do, it's very simple. It's just a couple veteran enemies, and then your named boss. And your named boss right here will be wearing the cowboy hat. So you just eliminate him, and then there's your final exotic piece. And then this is all you'll need in order to get the Gunslinger's holster. And then as soon as you're done with the getting the Gunslinger's holster, or the crafting blueprint for it, you're going to want to find a Petrov drop holster and a Providence holster as well, because you need those two high-end gear pieces in order to actually craft it. What we do now is just head back to the White House area, run back to the projects manager, go ahead and turn in the project, and then you'll receive the crafting blueprint for the Gunslinger's holster. Head on over to Anaya. Head down to holsters, and then there you go. There's your Dodge City Gunslinger's holster. And as you can see, you'll need a Providence modular and a drop leg holster. Very easy to get, so if you already have those in your stash, you should just be able to grab those. I was fortunately lucky enough to actually have a replica of the Providence holster, but I did have to go through two 500 gear caches before I could get the Petrov, or else I was going to be on a very long hunting spree just to find that holster in order to craft it.
Sorry, I'm out of supplies, but you're welcome to use the crafting station. Later.
Greetings.
And there you have it. As soon as you have all the components necessary to craft the holster, you'll be able to craft the holster, equip it, and then you'll give it a test run. Again, already went over the talents in another video regarding the actual holster, because I wanted to get that out of the way, just to kind of give you a step-by-step guide as to how to go about actually obtaining the holster in the first place. As you can see, it wasn't really that hard. Definitely would be easier with 2 people. It's definitely possible to solo it because the control points on heroic aren't really that much difficult, just time consuming. And then again, the Dodge City Gunslinger's holster is revolving around a pistol. It does have 2 offensive mod slots as well as a utility mod slot. And it also revolves around, it can be used with any pistol, but it's recommended that you use a revolver, especially because of one of the talents that is geared toward using that particular pistol type. So yeah, and if you guys have enjoyed this video and you thought it was detailed enough, drop a like for it. If you like what I'm doing, make sure you subscribe and turn notifications. I enjoy making these videos. It's very good to see that Massive is starting to now implement the exotic gear pieces. I really hope that they do more of this. We could probably see a lot more gear pieces falling into the loot pool, falling into the crafting scene, and especially probably coming into the raid. So just keep an eye out. Very simple. It's definitely worth a run. Definitely gives you something to do, to grind for, and definitely something worth testing out. So if you enjoyed it, again, I certainly appreciate you taking the time to listen to this video. And see you around. Take care.